Bella, and I want to talk to you about identity, action, and change. I believe that my identity and everyone's identity is defined by the changes that we make and the actions that we take. That rhymed. My identity is a brave, confident, and loving girl, and I find that in myself, and I own that identity with a lot of pride. Before CSG, I didn't see myself as that girl. Of course, it was always in me, but I did not recognize myself as that person yet. And the girls at CSG really helped me. But another thing that helped me week by week, every weekend, was gender studies. And that was gender studies because I loudly and proudly call myself a feminist. Very loudly and proudly. And a quote that you may be able to read up on my portrait is, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Now, something that's going on at my school, I attend Camden Hills Regional High School in Camden. It's about an hour and 45 minutes away. I want to start a project that helps to protect the girls that attend my school from sexual harassment, sexual violence, and abuse. Now, my quote is not saying that silence is the answer, because that is never the answer when it comes to sexual violence. My quote is saying that our actions create the change, and we can talk, but we can only talk when we have our actions to support it. I want to create individual change with my program and in the administration, in the guidance counselor's office, because they are not trained and they are not equipped to deal with these issues. The teachers are, by law, have to report anything that is reported to them, and I have not seen that, and I'm speaking from personal experience. There should be a support group. Right now, there's only a civil rights group, and most of the people in my school don't know about it. There are no obvious resources given to girls or boys who have experienced this kind of harassment. And I think that's something that really needs to be changed, and I don't see anyone changing it. So next year, I'm going to get an appointment with my principal and the school board, and I'm going to make that change. See, another thing that needs to be talked about is that girls are never at fault, because I was told by a teacher that it was my fault. It was my fault for talking. It was my fault for dressing in a way that might provoke a boy. And saying that boys will be boys doesn't change anything. It doesn't. Giving the boys a slap on the wrist saying, "You can't come to school for 3 days," isn't going to change anything, because who knows what they're doing in those 3 days when they're not in class? Who else are they provoking? Who else are they harassing in those 3 days that they're not being supervised? If you're not safe at school, you can't learn. And you can't learn unless you're safe at school. I want to create a safe environment where girls are taught how to be safe, how they can protect themselves, and also teaching boys in school that it is not okay to do these things. It is not okay to talk to a girl like that. It is not okay to tell that gay kid that he shouldn't talk or wear pink because he'd be a faggot. That's not okay. Something that I want to bring up is the Elliot Rogers incident that happened quite recently. The media is saying that he's crazy. That's not true. He's a misogynistic man that felt entitlement to women. That's not okay. Because when boys see that on the news, it's giving them an excuse. And media shouldn't be giving boys excuse who are watching this when they're 12. Because subconsciously or consciously, they're being given the message that it's okay. If you do this thing to a girl in high school, you're going to get a slap on the wrist, and that's the last you're going to hear of it. So, the last thing I want to talk about is how you today are going to make a commitment in your life to stop any kind of harassment that you see. Any small thing that you can do, something you can tell your son, something you can tell your daughter, something that you can tell your sister or your brother, something that you can tell a friend, you can tell a teacher. I want everyone in the audience that feels comfortable to come up and maybe write something on this whiteboard over here, or write something on a sticky note, and I want it to go up. And it's okay if you don't feel comfortable coming up, but I want you to write an action that you're going to take to improve these things.
Wrong pew. Right church. Hello, Megan.
Yeah, I like it. I like the title. With like the little mountain, my little hill, Bradbury, we could do something like that, you know? And I here, I said, I'm going to do a break. Go to
Everybody who's wanted to go out has gone up. I want to take a quick moment to thank everyone who's given me amazing resources already, even though I just decided to start my project last week. So, special thanks to the CSG community that has already given me books and websites and people to talk to make something that's so dear to me happen. And I just want to say that our actions are shown so strongly in our personalities and in our identity, and it's the soul of what we want to change. And my identity as a feminist and as a loving and compassionate person is being projected out in my action of making my school a safer place for girls and boys. And I want my school to know that I'm going to bring my strong identity as a strong feminist back to them. Figure it out pretty soon. I'm gonna come knocking next week. And I hope that I've left everyone with a little bit of passion for something that they want to change, even if it's not about preventing some of these things that I want to prevent or bringing. I just hope that I brought a little bit of a spark and some kind of hope for action to everyone in the audience today. So I hope that everyone can get a stronger sense of identity from their actions today. Thank you.